Likewise with the tears, if someone's absolutely wailing and in grief or deep, deep upset, and especially if they occasionally look at you as if they help, as you know, that's when sometimes you would come in and say, look, would you like a break, or do you want to pause for a moment, or do you want to take it somewhere else, or what do you want to do? So again, it depends on the context, doesn't it? Otherwise, generally speaking, you want to wait until people have peaked and are returning back to their original, more composed state. So it's a bit like saying, generally speaking, where you predominantly want to endeavour to connect is round about here. Now, what do I mean by that exactly? Well, of course, you need to be attentive throughout this phase. And I sometimes say, this is your diagnostic phase. This is where you're doing your diagnostic work. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is good quality listening, focused listening, and with that appropriate paraphrasing, summarising, clarifying, hopefully with appropriate open body language and attentive body language, not interrupting, relevant questions, relevant probing questions, seeking to accurately understand what's going on, and overall giving the individual the opportunity to express themselves and to go on that emotional journey. Remember the exceptions that I mentioned earlier. There are exceptions. Then, when, and this is a general guide, it's when people are starting to come down quite significantly, that's when you look at resolution, solving a situation, resolving it. Very commonly, what happens is that someone starts to get significantly upset in some way, shape or form, and we come in too early. We try to cut off that expression of that feeling and emotion, that behaviour. We try to cut it off, make it short or quicker, and simultaneously often try to resolve it, solve it immediately. It might be in the form of a tell, e.g., look, don't worry, it'll be fine. Don't get upset. Don't worry, it'll sort itself out. Or don't worry, leave it. I'll deal with it. Don't you worry, forget it. Sometimes that can work, but more often than not, it's not the best way to go about it. Or too quickly, it's in the form of an ask. Okay, look, I can see you're really upset. What do you want to do about it? Or what should we do about it? Before that person has fully expressed the situation or their emotion. So therefore, to repeat, generally speaking, you and the other person will find it easier by degree if you actually allow some quality time for diagnosis. And to be honest, it's very often just a couple of minutes, a few minutes, with some contextual exceptions, of course. You don't need 5 hours to diagnose a lot of work situations. And then you tend to find that resolution is easier, quicker, clearer, by degree, depending on what it is, when you actually get the timing more appropriate to what's actually happening for that person. A simple example is, and I'm confident you've been there yourself, sometimes when you're angry or upset and you first start to broach it with someone and tell them and say, look, I've got a bit of a situation here, I'm really angry, I'm really upset, and it gets quite strong. If they start talking to you too soon and for too long at length, sometimes it's really difficult just to listen. Maybe you're trying as well, but it's very hard to listen. because you're still caught up in all the emotion of it, you know. This is another reason why it pays to be patient when you're managing people who are going through this emotional journey. Likewise, when you feel that you've been given a good hearing or a fair hearing or a comprehensive hearing, you know, sometimes it comes with a thank you, doesn't it? Thanks for that. I appreciate that. I know I went on a bit, but you know, then you're more able to listen to them and their response, because you've had the chance to tell the story, so to speak, express it in full, maybe. Sometimes, as you know, you will have a series of conversations. It might be quite a major issue, and therefore we can't cover it in 10 minutes or one meeting, or it's not wise to try and cover it in 10 minutes or one meeting. So, you know, this diagnostic work might take place over several days or weeks, where you meet up, say, once a week for 15 minutes each time, or something like that. So the other point is, don't rush to resolution. A lot of people rush to resolution, as well as, or instead of, trying to cut off the emotional journey. And I find most commonly with aggression is because people are afraid of confrontation. They think, oh my God, it's getting really angry, I'll cut it off and then we won't have any confrontation. Well, careful. Sometimes you extend their anger because you're not letting them get it off their chest, is a common phrase, isn't it? You're not letting them say it clearly in one go. Therefore, one other thing on this, it can be used in many ways, and as always, if you want me to go into more detail on it, get in touch with me and tell me to make a video, and I'll make a video for you on this in a more advanced fashion. But know when to do it once properly. And what I mean by that is know when to realise, do you know, I'd like to stop the conversation after 3-4 minutes. I'm going to invest an extra 7 minutes saying this, or another 20 minutes, because do you know what? There could well be merit in doing it once properly, rather than constantly pushing it away or rushing it and then prolonging it so that that person keeps having the same experience for like 9 months or 3 years. So be patient. Diagnose as best as you can, and I can make other videos on diagnostics as well, diagnostic skills and work. And be brave in allowing that person to go on that emotional journey, with, of course, awareness of when it's not appropriate to do so. And that's it. That's a little tool I've created called the emotional curve that you can use to help yourself with strategic and tactical decisions. All right, I hope that's helpful, and of course do let me know, and if you need anything, as always, get in touch. I'm happy to talk, happy to type, happy to make videos. So thank you very much. If you liked, please like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it, and all the best to you, and have a good day, as they say. Thanks a lot.